All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Of Heroes and Men. I got another book review for you. This book, Resilience. This was a book recommended to me by one of my mentors, and he had it on the reading list for a while, and I kind of didn't really pay it any mind, and then I started to pick it up. Like I bought it, and then I started to read it, and what it is this Navy SEAL Eric Greitens. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. He's writing to his friend. I think he's going through a hard time. I think he's having his friend is a Navy SEAL, and because they keep referencing buds. His friend is a Navy SEAL, and I think he's having a hard time adjusting after coming back stateside. He's drinking a lot. Seems to be sort of neglecting his family. Not really. The guy's on unemployment. It seems to me, he's on some sort of disability thing from the military, which I didn't. I guess is a thing. I guess a lot of these guys come back and because of psychological things or physical things, they go on disability. And when you go on disability and you don't have a purpose, it can be difficult to adjust, especially when you're in an environment like the Navy SEALs, when you're in the theater of war, where there's always something going on. There is a clear mission. There is a clear purpose. You're there for a reason, whatever that mission is. And this helped me. It's called Hard Won Wisdom for Living a Better Life. Um, this helped me personally put it into perspective, my life and whatever difficulties I'm going through now. And I'm in a transition period right now in my life. I I was pursuing a career as an actor. I spent the last 17 years really just since I decided this is what I'm going to do, doing this, and it hasn't really worked out the way that I wanted it to work out. And I have experience in pretty much every realm of the industry, with the exception of a lot of the um, I guess the technical aspects. I wasn't really a grip. I don't have much lighting experience. Don't have much cinematography, director of photography experience, anything like that. But definitely on in front of the camera, and on the production and direction aspect, extensive experience in that regard. And I was going on. I made a decision very, very early on. I wanted to be an actor since I was 10 years old. Right. I saw Braveheart. I saw Mel Gibson, and I was just transfixed. I saw him with the blue paint on, and he was doing the whole speech, and then the movie, the scene at the end where he's being quartered, uh, and disemboweled. I was just I was transfixed by what he was doing. He was just so exceptional. And then when I found out he directed the movie, I was just like, how did he do that? That's incredible. I decided in that moment when I was 10 that I wanted to commit my life to telling stories, to film. But sometimes, you make decisions when you're a kid that if you stayed locked in those decisions or that worldview, you take those behavior patterns into your adulthood, and the survival mechanisms and the paradigms you had as a kid, they don't serve you in adulthood. They actually serve to hurt you badly, because a child, the way a child conceptualizes the world, and I guess child logic, it doesn't really serve to give you the tools necessary to navigate the world as it is. As it is, I think obviously as a child, like, you have this pie in the sky sort of vision of what the world's supposed to be, right? And then you get in the world and it's not like that. Some things are similar, some things are not. Some things are not like that at all. And if you have that sort of childlike outlook, it could hurt you. Point of the story is Resilience is a story about a guy, and he makes Dr. Greitens, because he's a doctor, he's got a PhD. This guy went to Oxford. He's a Rhodes Scholar, boxing champion. This guy's he's the real deal. He's a champion, man. He makes the case that in the book, yeah, you're a Navy SEAL, right? But it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have the tools to be successful in other realms. But the things you learned, the principles you learned in the Navy SEALs, the resilience you built up in the Navy SEALs, that applies to everything, right? That's a universal concept. Whenever I read books, whenever I look up things, I do my best to say, or to find out, how does this apply to my life, right? Like, what is the universal principle, the universal truth in what it is that I'm reading? And how does this apply to my particular goals? Because I find that I wouldn't even consider this self-help. This is more philosophy. The issue with some self-help stuff is sort of like, I find that it doesn't encourage people to take the principles in whatever they're reading or consuming and apply it to their lives. It comes from a place of authority and saying, this is the way, follow these exactly this way, and you're going to be successful. But that doesn't take into account the individual dynamism of the individual, right? We all have different natures. There's human nature, right? But then there's individual nature. The things that we're drawn to, the things that that are always attracting us, the things that we can't stop thinking about, the way we see the world, right? And we need to take the information. I with myself, let me keep it on me, is I work hard to take the information and say, how does this apply to me? Not if I hear something that's true and that is effective, whether or not I like it, not trying to change it so that I like the outcome or that it fits into, how I want the world to be. I want the truth, and then I want to say, how can I apply this in my life so that I can optimize where it is I want to go? How can I optimize my own life? How can I be the truest version of myself? How can I actually be true and speak the truth out in the world? And in my experience, the people that I love the most, that I think care for me the most, are the ones that tell me the truth. In this book, the way that he structured it is, these are letters to this individual, this fellow Navy SEAL. And I mean, he tells him the truth, He says, you're better than this. You're not like, but it's more than just a pep talk. Like, this guy's coming from a place where these guys have served together. They've been in buds together. This isn't some schmuck on the street. This guy, Eric Greitens, is a real deal. So it's coming from a reliable source, somebody that this individual respects. And, friends like that, when you have people that love you enough to say, hey man, to shake you, when you're sort of stuck in your own muck, those people are really valuable. And I just reconnected with a buddy of mine that we were good friends a few years back, and one thing led to another, and we really stopped talking. And I didn't really appreciate him. I didn't appreciate him fully, back in the beginning of our relationship, because I had my own stuff. I struggle with receiving kindness. I struggle with people, I guess, loving me, right? I struggle with people taking care of me. I guess in one video or not, I'll talk about, I guess, some of my background as to why I had to develop that mindset. But the key is that, you need other people. You need other people. You need other people, friends that are going to pick you up when you're down, when you're not your best self, when you've forgotten who you really are. But you also need to develop the thick skin to, if those people aren't around in that particular moment, to be able to pull yourself up. For example, I didn't really want to make this video today. Certain things in my life they're not where I want them to be, and so I'm kind of licking my own wounds and whatever. And then I just realized, I was like, well, I haven't created today. I haven't produced anything today. So let me do that. And if I hadn't had the resilience of the things that I've overcome in my life before, maybe I'd still be in bed, crying about it. But I decided to get up and to do this, and I'm already starting to feel better, and I'm already starting to be excited about the next video that I'm going to make, the next thing that I'm going to do, and editing this thing and putting it all together. But the point of the moral of the story is, reading this book, hearing stories from men that have done things that are very difficult, they're very frightening, going to war, and understanding that even they have a hard time, but that they also have the people around them to pick them up when maybe things aren't working the way they want them to work, and that it's all right to fall, just get back up. So with that said, Resilience by Eric Greitens. I hope it's Greitens. Great book. You won't be sorry. And yeah, I'm very glad I read it. So until next time, men, we belong to the fray. Peace.